once again in the battle. Under pressure, big queen there, and that very much sums up how it does feel to be inside the studio right now. The cauldron, it will be for I Beg to Differ 2024. Yet again, another pair have joined us this morning. We have two topics. The first one coming up very shortly is all about schools. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking a little bit about that shortly. I'm going to talk to them in a few minutes. Right, it's a few moments from now. Right now, and then later we'll have a second pair as well that'll be coming through. Now, this morning I have Ejekwu, Tovia, and Irewole Busayo joining me. Good morning to you, ladies. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thank you.
And both of you, coincidentally, wear glasses. So all three people in this studio right now have glasses on. I'm short-sighted. Do you know what you're short-sighted as well? What's your condition?
Same.
Oh, so we're all myopic. Wow, look at that. Hey. All right, so the battle of the nerds is about to begin, and they are going to be giving us some points. So before we do that, what school are you from, Ejekwu?
Eminentville Schools.
Say that again?
Eminentville Schools.
Okay, Eminentville Schools. And what class are you in?
Level 9.
All right, and what's that in
JSS 3.
JSS 3. And you,
I'm from Wisdom Gate High School.
Okay, and what class are you in?
SS3.
SS3?
Yes.
This is going to be the battle of the ages, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to kick start. It is I Beg to Differ 2024. Just in case you didn't know, let's get to hear that bit of information for you.
I must say, some points made by my opponents are based on phobia of the social media.
Most parents even go to the extent of sending their children on an errand to go get them the drugs.
You've experienced the arguments and their counters. It is time for a new champion. I Beg to Differ debate returns bigger and better. 16 students have been chosen from across the city to battle their way to 1 million naira. These students will prove their debate mettle on a variety of topics live and stand a chance to win big and represent the region in the nationals in Lagos. First prize 1 million naira, second prize 500,000 naira, and the third prize 250,000 naira. Watch live on Facebook at Nigeria Info FMPH or listen live on radio. Date Monday 26th of February to Monday 11th of March 2024. Time 11 a.m. I Beg to Differ 2024. Brought to you by Nigeria Info. Sponsored by Wigwe University. Alright, so once again, we're about to kickstart, and as you just heard, this particular event is being proudly sponsored by Wigwe University. Now, our topic for debate this morning is excursions no longer relevant in today's world of digital technology. Excursions are no longer relevant in today's world of digital technology. It's a very interesting one because you're going to get some points to either support or oppose the motion. Now, Ejekwu, Tovia, I'm going to come to you. You are supporting the motion, yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right. This should be interesting. All right, now, as always, the rules still remain that the supporter of the motion starts first. That will be you, Tovia. And then the opponent, that's the opposer, will start the rebutter segment first. All right, it is the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready because punchlines, views are about to be expressed. All right, everybody take a deep breath. There we go. Okay, relax. Now I'm coming to my timer. Ejekwu, are you ready?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I need to speak more boldly into the microphone. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Panel of judges, moderator, my co-debater, and my audience. According to Alvin Toffler, the illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who do not know how to read and write, but those who do not know how to learn, unlearn, and relearn. On this note, I am here to support the motion which states that excursions are no longer relevant in today's world of digital technology. My name is Ejekwu Tovia and I am from Eminentville Schools. What is an excursion? An excursion is a short trip, usually for fun, leisure, or for educational purposes with the intention of coming back home. However, I insist that excursions are no longer relevant in today's world of digital technology with the following points. Number 1. too much of logistical planning. Excursions take a lot of time to plan out for the food, transportation, weather, and health considerations for students with peculiar health conditions like asthma, for example. Number 2, excursions are risky and dangerous. According to news reports of the Sun newspaper of October 25, 2017, 2 students from the Bell Secondary School, Ogun State, lost their lives while returning from an excursion in Abuja. In May 2016, 8 students from Kano State lost their lives while returning from an excursion in Lagos. In March 2010, 42 persons, including teachers and students, lost their lives in a road crash while returning from an excursion in the Ondo-Ore Road. Nursery and primary students were involved in this accident. The list goes on and on. However, with digital technology, such an excursion is not relevant as it provides virtual field trips into places and experiences, making traveling risks no longer a problem. Number 3. Excursion might prove as difficulties for students with physical and mental disabilities. However, with digital technology, health is no longer a barrier as it provides virtual field trips into places and people, making through audio and video conferencing technologies, allowing students in one location to travel and visit people and places in different locations. Number 4, digital technology is far more motivating than excursions because digital technology engages students into finding new ways of learning. If we keep on teaching them the same way we taught them yesterday, we are depriving them of their tomorrow. Number 5, lengthy duration. Most excursions usually take the whole day. Most even require students to stay overnight. But with digital technology, it is more faster and efficient to work with. The judges must be nodding their head in affirmation that my postulation is a positive preposition. No pun intended. Thank you.
All right, no pun intended. Under 3 minutes on the clock. That was Ejekwu Tovia. Very cool, very calm. Similarly, preparing this with the mindset of a surgeon. I will say this at this point, and I will marshal my point. It's now time to get to listen to the opposer of the motion, but we'll do that right after this break. Stay tuned.
Talk radio. Talk radio. Number 1 talk all the time. More station.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
It's almost time for school. Oh, not that kind of school. I'm talking about the kind that determines what the next phase of your life will be. Where you will spend the next 4 years soaking in knowledge with young and ambitious minds who take fearless steps to become the next generation of African leaders. A school where state-of-the-art facilities help shape your future. A school where the lessons you learn echo beyond the walls of a classroom. So when it's time to write that life-changing examination, be sure to choose a university that sets you on the path to a secure future. Wigwe University, where the fearless make history.
Now open for admissions into the 2024-2025 session. Visit www.wigweuniversity.edu.ng for more information now.
Alright, so welcome back, 92.3 Nigeria Infos. It is the I Beg to Differ debate. My name is Jude. I am your host. I am your moderator and also your timekeeper for the duration of this program. The 2 students who come in here every day for the duration come here with hopes and dreams and expectations, but most importantly, they come with a resolve to do their very, very best every single time they have the opportunity, and so we'd like to give them the opportunity. I would also like to thank the sponsors of the program, Wigwe University, for participating in the event. But now let's get to hear the opposer of the motion, and this topic is all about excursions. Do you think they're relevant? Do you think in the modern world where digital technologies are available and can meet the needs of millions and millions of willing students, is it really important to have excursions? Well, Irewole Busayo is opposing the motion, and she is sat beside me ready to do so. Once again, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so I have to ask you, can you hear me clearly, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, and my audience. My name is Irewole Busayo. I'm a student of Wisdom Gate High School, and I'm here to oppose the motion, excursions are no longer relevant in our today's world of digital technology. Before I proceed, a quick definition of the term excursion would suffice. Excursion can be defined as a trip or outing taken for pleasure, sightseeing, or educational purposes. It can be long, short, local, or international. While it's true that digital world has helped us to connect with people and access information without leaving our houses, there is still more value in taking an excursion. Spending time in the real world away from the lens of a screen has helped to promote problem solving and interpersonal skills. For these reasons, I would argue that excursions are still relevant in our today's world of digital technology. With the following point. Number 1, excursion help to break the monotony of our everyday lives. With so much of our time spent online, taking a break through excursions can be refreshing and rejuvenating. Number 2, excursion help us to gain new perspective and experiences that can't be found online. For instance, an amusement park that offers various activities from thrilling rides to arcade games and so on. Can you say that watching it online is better than experiencing it in person? I'll leave that to my opponent to answer. Confucius, a Chinese philosopher, in his book The Analect, he has an extract which says, "A picture is worth 1,000 words, but an experience is worth 1,000 pictures." Number 3, excursions are educational. One great thing about excursion is that it offers insights on different cultures and different places. From visiting museums and historical sites to trying new food, it broadens our horizon about the world and it helps us to explore. According to a research conducted by the University of Michigan, USA, it shows that people who are exposed to different cultures are much better at adapting to change. Number 4, excursion helps to improve our physical and mental health. One great thing about excursion is that it relieves stress and improves our overall well-being. It involves physical activities like walking and exploring, which according to the World Health Organization can improve our cardiovascular health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Lastly, excursion helps to boost creativity. Excursion is the fuel on which creativity thrives on. Creativity in the sense of divergent thinking, which means trying different possibilities and ideas rather than a single solution. Excursion triggers new and unexpected ideas that can be helpful in our career, personal or family lives. With these points I've made, I hope I've been able to convince you beyond all reasonable doubt that excursions are indeed relevant, even in our today's world of digital technology. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. Ooh, it is feisty this morning. We have time to get to listen to the rebuttals, and don't forget we have the second pair coming after this pair. It's Ejekwu Tovia going up against Irewole Busayo. It's time for us to get to hear the rebuttal right after this break.
Talk radio. Talk radio.
Number 1 talk all the time. More station.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
The details, the stories, this, the updates. Number 1 station for talk brings it all.
Nigeria politics is not strategic. Even look at the presidential level, you see almost the same thing almost playing out. It's a game of numbers and popularity. It is supposed to help our brothers and sisters to rise up and condemn.
Don't be left out of the conversation. Let's talk on Nigeria Info. One conversation, 2 different sides. The question is, which of these sides are you going to be drawn to? Is it their style? Is it the way they deliver? Or is it the points they're able to marshal out that's going to be the final nail in the proverbial coffin of this conversation? Well, the judges are listening, and it is their job to decide which one of these two is going to make it through to the next round. In case you're wondering, this is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. All Alright, so we're getting to the rebuttal segment of this particular topic, and go on Facebook, by the way. You can follow us and watch us live. A few of you are doing so at Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. We're going to get to Miss Busayo, who's ready with her rebuttal statement soon. Hello, good morning, Busayo.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, alright, so you know the rule. The drill is still 3 minutes on the clock. We're going to get to you shortly, and we're going to encourage you, those of you who are listening and you're wondering, how can I be a part of this? Well, you can listen, because obviously entries are closed. Who knows, maybe next edition you will be part of the program. And once again, this is sponsored by Wigwe University. So Miss Busayo, I'm resetting the clock. The timer is right in front of you. We are getting down to zeros. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, your time, 3 minutes on the clock, starts now.
All protocols duly and respectfully observed. My name is Irewole Busayo, and I'm here once again for my rebuttals. I will start by saying, excursion can't be compared with locking yourself in a room, watching pictures and videos, and filling your head with imagination. Secondly, excursions are expensive, yes, but just because salt is expensive, will you discard it knowing the great importance it has on our meals? The joy, happiness, excitement, and great memories excursion bring to children and anyone who embarks on it cannot be overemphasized, and hence will not be swept under the carpet. Thirdly, vast amount of information. The digital world has helped people to get access to vast amounts of information about the world. But let's not forget, quantity does not necessarily determine quality, as not all this information found online are reliable. But through excursion, we can verify it ourselves. In addition, digital technologies have done more harm than good to individuals. A group of researchers at the University of Lagos, Nigeria, when they surveyed 300 computer users, they discovered that 65% of them have what we call computer vision syndrome, which include blurred vision, eye strain, and dry eyes. Excursion also help in cutting down internet addiction, as most of our youth and even adults of our today's generation are internet addicts. Excursion help to build our social skills. One great thing about excursion when compared to the digital world is that it appeals to all our senses, not just our sense of hearing and seeing. Through excursions, interactions are made, friendships are formed, and new relationships are developed. I also heard my opponent say that excursions are dangerous. Really? Exploring and having fun is now considered dangerous. Just wow. Lastly, you said that you can also use virtual field trip, but let me remind you guys, virtual reality gadgets now makes people nauseatic, and also it reduces their social skills. With this point of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you beyond all reasonable doubt, without any iota of doubt, that excursions are indeed relevant even in our today's world of digital technology. My name is Irewole Busayo, a student of Wisdom Gate High School. Thank you very much.
All right, 2 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock. It's now time to get to hear the closing arguments, talking about the rebuttal statement from the opposer of the motion, and that is Ejekwu, and she's the one supporting this motion. So let's get to hear her rebuttal statements. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
On your talk station, the conversation never ends.
Let the person walk, we vote you. See, you don't even have to tell us to wait for the godfather to take him again. Who won't give it up?
But I mean, some people have succeeded. Unfortunately,
let not lie.
No. It's Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Alright, so we are back, and I'm getting straight to the supporter of the motion with her rebuttal statement. Good morning to you, Ejekwu, Tovia.
Good morning.
Okay, alright, so I'm bringing you to the microphone. Your microphone is turned up, and I'm going to ask you to please take the time. 3 minutes on the clock. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now.
Panel of judges, still speaking on existing protocols. My name still remains Ejekwu Tovia, and this is my rebuttal to what my opponent has said. Number one, my opponent said that physical experience is essential during excursions, but that is not factual, because with 3D technology, they allow students to see things from angles they may never see in real life. And those experiences can be replayed over and over again. But during excursions, how can you relive those experiences without going back to the same location? Number 2, my opponent failed to state how students with physical challenges who may not be able to embark on excursions can be carried along. So tell me, how can a physically challenged person embark on the excursion to the rough terrain of the Obudukatu Ranch? Number 3, my opponent failed to recognize the loss of teaching periods because of excursions outside the school. Who's at fault? Is the students. But with digital technology, it is more efficient and faster, and it allows a student in one location to visit people and places in another location without disrupting the school timetable. Number 4, I want to disagree with my opponent on the cost of digital technology. We can all agree that excursions are more expensive than digital technology. Digital technology provides virtual field trips into places and experiences, creating a memorable field for the children. Number 5, I want to remind my opponent that as the world is changing, so must the approaches that we use to teach our learners. Number 6, digital technology makes learning fun, motivating, innovative, and futuristic. Number 7, lastly, my opponent failed to consider an alternative to the security risks that usually happen during excursions, like kidnapping, robbery, and road accidents. But I say digital technology is the answer. I hope with these points of mine, I have convinced you beyond reasonable doubt that excursions are no longer relevant in our today's world of digital technology. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. All under 3 minutes. Well done to the both of you. In fact, I am going to say that you both have delivered very, very well. But now, before we say our goodbyes to them, I'm waiting for the judges to give us their summations. You can ease over. Okay. All right, deep breath. Okay. I can see, Busayo, you got ready you have your sweater on.
Yes.
Yeah, you're getting ready. You're used to the ambient temperature here. You similarly are not perturbed by the cold. Tovia, why? Do you like cold? Are you comfortable in colder weather? You're not. Oh, but you seem to be very, comfortable today. Oh, your jacket.
My place is tight, that's what I'm not wearing.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Was it too cold for you today, though? Kinda. Okay. All right. Now, so you were in Genesis 3. I know you guys haven't started, talking about maybe choosing your courses or whatnot. But let me ask you, what do you want to do? When you graduate, maybe when you want to get into, university. What's your plan right now? I
want to be a software engineer.
You want to be a software engineer. Besides, what about you?
I want to be an accountant.
An accountant? You like money that much?
Yes.
Is your father an accountant by chance?
No.
Your mother?
No.
So where is this love of money and accounting coming from?
It's my passion.
You just like to count. So I'm guessing economics is like your strong point.
My best subject.
Your best subject? Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting. I love economics. No, let's not go into economic theories and all that. But so it's your best subject. Hopefully, when you sit for your examination, that's what you're going to be doing. I look forward to getting to hear you have an A in economics.
Yes, I will.
Okay. All right. So, Tovia, you guys are going to write the GSS exam very shortly, right? What's your favorite subject right now?
Math.
Wow.
Math. You really like math. You get an A in math. Are you promising me you're going to get an A in math? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from our guest this morning, the two contestants. One is a math prodigy. She loves math. She just loves and breathes math. The other wants to be an accountant and loves economics. Well, we'll find out from the judges which one of them is going to go through, but we hope to get to hear great things from both of them in the future. So you can take your bow right now and thank you very much. We'll take a breather, and when we come back, we have another pair standing by for the next round. Stay tuned.
Talk radio. 92.3 Talk radio.
Number one. All the time. More station.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation.
Irewole Busayo. All right, well done to Miss Busayo. Very, very difficult. In fact, I'm looking at the points tally, and just about 3 points that separate both participants. Not an easy task. Once again, not an easy decision to go through. Stay tuned.
Did you know a child's dreams are too heavy to entrust in careless hands? Wigwe University, where the fearless make history.
All right, so let's get to meet our new contestants this morning. All right, and it's a boy and it's a girl. All right, it's not going to be an easy one this morning, but yes, we do have these challenges from them this morning. So let me bring them to the microphone and get them very comfortable. To my immediate right, what's your name?
Ikediasor, Uche, Stanley.
Say that again. Okay.
Ikediasor, Uche, Stanley.
Okay, Ikediasor, Stanley. Thank you very much. And to my far right,
Orji Delight.
All right, Orji Delight. Okay, all right. Now both of them are very tall. I think Stanley is almost as tall as I am. All right, I think so. I think you're almost as tall as I am, right? And I think Delight, you're also as tall. How tall are you?
I don't know.
You know? Wow. I'm going to guess 5 foot something. But yes, a bunch of tall children are here with me in the studio, and they are about to give us some interesting points this morning. So let me ask, all right, first and foremost, all right, what school are you from?
The Threshold College.
Okay, and you, Stanley?
Federal Government College.
Federal Government College here in Port Harcourt. Now, the topic for this morning is 18-year-old children should be allowed to choose their religious affiliations. This is a very difficult one. In fact, it's one of those debates that happen right at the floor of many House of Assemblies or many courtrooms all across the world. And here this morning, these two are going to be giving us their views. So who is supporting the motion?
I'm supporting the motion.
Okay, Delight is supporting the motion, and you know the rules. You get to start first, and Stanley, as the opposer, you get to start the rebuttal segment first. All right? Yes. We good? Yes. We both understand?
Yes.
Each segment we have 3 minutes. All right? So in the next 12 minutes we should be done. All right? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to go to Delight. All right? We'll turn off the microphone for Stanley and ask you, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Good morning, the moderator, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, and my entire audience. My name is Delight Okey. I'm a student of the Threshold College, and I'm here to support the motion which states that 18-year-old children should be allowed to choose their religious affiliations. Before I proceed, I would like to disabuse the impression that this topic creates. It says 18-year-old children, but according to the Nigerian Constitution, Chapter 3, Section 29, Subsection 1, 18 is the full age, that is the legal age. So we describe 18-year-olds as young adults. An affiliation is a state of being closely associated or connected to an organization. I would like to support my stand with the following points. Firstly, autonomy and freedom of belief. According to the Nigerian Constitution, Chapter 4, Section 38, Subsection 1, every individual shall be entitled to freedom of religion, including freedom to change his religion. At the age of 18, individuals are generally considered as young adults and are given rights and responsibilities. These rights include freedom to make their own choices and potentially including their religious beliefs. Panel of judges, if an 18-year-old is going to be held accountable for his actions, why can't he be allowed to make his own decisions? Secondly, self-exploration. During this stage of young adulthood, these individuals engage in self-exploration and identity formation. They find out their values and they check other religious perspectives. Then they match their value system to any religion that supports their belief. My opponent, imagine an 18-year-old who is trying to build a value system based on love and respect for life, but his parents belong to a religion that kills people, maims people, and engage in other unholy practices. Would you tell him what he did as an act of disobedience? I bet you wouldn't. Thirdly, critical thinking and decision-making skills. We are grooming future leaders who will be able to solve the problems we face in Nigeria by thinking critically and by developing and by preferring solutions to these problems. From infancy, these young ones have been trained by their parents and guardians on how they can make better decisions, so at 18 they are capable of making good decisions. Furthermore, personal growth and development.
at the age of 18, individuals are said to not only have matured in age but also in reason. So when they make decisions for themselves, they show that yes, they have qualified, they've matured in reasoning, and they also stop their conscience from judging them because they did not stand up for their rights. Because of the want of time, I will just state my other points. Freedom from external pressure, and I will also say religious tolerance, diversity, pluralism, and also avoidance of coercion or pressure. With this strong and cogent point of mine, I know that you all in the audience will be able to see reasons with me why I say 18-year-olds are no longer children. And according to the ICC, United Nations ICCPR, they also support freedom of rights. So at 18, these individuals are capable of making sound and informed decisions on matters regarding their religious affiliations. Thank you.
All right, just under 3 minutes on the clock, and she was able to deliver with her opening salvo. Now we're going to hear the opposer of the motion give us his own view in the short break. After this short break, stay tuned.
Talk radio. That's 2-8 Talk Radio.
Number 1 talk all the time. More station.
This is
Africa needs a new set of fearless leaders. Let's raise them. Wigwe University,
where the fearless make history.
Alright, so Stanley is ready with his opposing arguments. He is going to tell us why he doesn't agree that 18-year-olds should be allowed to choose their own religious affiliation. Stanley, good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, alright, so I'm going to turn up your microphone and I'm going to come back here and make sure this is operational so I don't you guys use only my phone, and we are good to go. Alright, so Stanley, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Alright, your time, 3 minutes on the clock, starts now.
Good morning, the moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debater, and my wonderful audience. I'm Ikediasor, Uche, Stanley, student of Federal Government College, Port Harcourt, here to oppose the motion that 18-year-old children should be allowed to choose their religious affiliations. Religious affiliations refers to the religious group to which a person belongs. On an average, 18-year-old children are still dependent on their parents, and as such should not be allowed to choose their religious affiliations for the following reasons. To begin with is the issue of parental responsibility. Parents are legally and socially obligated to provide for the needs of their children, which includes education, healthcare, and moral guidance. Since parents have the responsibility of raising and nurturing their children, then why shouldn't they also have the rights to influence their religious beliefs? Secondly is the fact that neurologists have proven that the brain does not completely mature at an age of 18 as commonly assumed. Complete maturity and development of the brain continues till into the early 20s. Now, this goes to show you that an 18-year-old child lacks both the cognitive and emotional maturity as well as the life experiences to make informed choices about his religious affiliations. Again, religion is a very sacred aspect of human life which requires uttermost devotion. If children in the family are allowed to choose their religious beliefs, it could bring about religious conflicts in families. This is due to the religious differences which could breed tension, disagreements, and conflicts in homes, and this is what we don't want. Furthermore is the fact that religion could also bring about division in homes. Religion is meant to bring families together around shared beliefs and values. However, when children are allowed to choose their religious affiliations, it will do quite the opposite, bringing about religious differences and division in homes. Additionally is the fact that allowing 18-year-old children to choose their religious affiliations could expose them to religious extremists who would use them to carry out their extremist activities, which could impact the society negatively. Furthermore, 18 years is an age in which youthful exuberance is at its peak. Therefore, if children at this age are allowed to choose their religious affiliations, they would most likely prefer religions which give them the freedom and liberty to do whatever they want in the society, even if these things may not be morally right. Furthermore is the fact that parents are often blamed for the crimes committed by their children in our African society. Therefore, his parents should be held responsible for the actions of their children. Why shouldn't they also have the right to influence these actions? Additionally, is moral decadence. If children are allowed to choose their religious affiliations, what happens when they choose religions that do not have strong moral principles? The results will be moral decadence and increase in crime in the society. You will begin to see more of increase in internet fraud and prostitution, which is what we do not want. Panel of judges and my co-debater as well as my audience, I believe that with these cogent points of mine, I have been able to convince you beyond reasonable doubt why 18-year-old children should not be allowed to choose their religious affiliations.
All right, just on the 3 minutes mark there. Whew. All right, so cutting it close and also additional points. Once again, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. It's I Beg to Differ 2024. We're back after this break, and don't forget, this has been sponsored by Wigwe University.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
Here on Info, we give you a great bang of all. Local or foreign, we've got you covered.
Blackouts across Nigeria as national grid collapses.
The UN is warning of the consequences of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We are right on.
Nigeria Info,
your #1 station for talk.
Boy, is it heated this morning on Facebook. We're getting reactions and getting messages on my own WhatsApp message platform. People are talking about this last debate. Should 18-year-olds be allowed to choose their religious affiliations? Well, the students here have differing views and they are sharing it with you. Okey, Orji, Delight going up against Ikediasor, Uche, and they are giving very valid and cogent points. But now, let's get to listen to the opposer as he offers his rebuttal. All right, the microphone is on. Stanley, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, all right, so we're going straight to you right now. The time has been reset. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Standing on the already existing order of protocol, I remain Ikediasor, Uche Stanley, student of Federal Government College, Port Harcourt. Now, my friend here talked about freedom of belief and religion. Well, rights always have limits, especially when it is in the interest of public good. For example, I would like to direct this question to you. If your parents insist that you should not come home late at night, don't come back to their home if you're coming home late in the night, would you disobey your parents and come back home late at night simply because you have the freedom to religion? That is rebellion and disrespect. Also, you talked about self-exploration, that parents are meant to allow their children to choose whatever religion they want. Well, parents act as guardians. They are meant to guide their children in the right way of life. So you cannot take the importance of parents away from the life of these children. It would only be causing more problems in the society than you want. You also talked about unholy practices. Well, may I put it to you, my worthy opponent, that no religion has unholy practices. This is the reason why the Nigerian government has not placed a ban on any religion. And even the Nigerian constitution states clearly that no government of any state shall adopt any state religion, except if you're talking about religious extremists. And religious fanatics are seen in every religion. Every religion could have people who would always want to take it to the extreme. And this is where you start having killings, murder, and various abominable actions, all in the name of religion. You also talked about critical thinking skills. Wow. There are different ways to develop critical thinking skills. You don't necessarily need to rebel your parents and say you must choose your religion to develop critical thinking skills. You could engage in helpful and meaningful activities. This is why your parents have sent you to school, so that you go there and develop your critical thinking skills. You don't do that at home. You also talked about personal growth and development. Well, allowing parents to help their children and guide their children properly to choose their religious affiliations could even help them to grow and develop properly, because they are free from this external pressure of peer influence and also negative influences of the social media as well as the society. You also talked about freedom from external pressure. External pressure doesn't come from parents most of the time. Most of the time, external pressure comes from your friends. People you call your friends, it comes from the society. And children are always close to their friends. So even if you say parents should not choose their religious affiliations for them, you will find out that they will still, most of the time, choose their religious affiliations based on what their friends think about religion, how they want their morals to bend. With these cogent points of mine, I am so proud to disagree with this motion. Thank you.
All right, 3 minutes again on the mark, and that was from Stanley. We're going to go very quickly to his opponent who supports the motion, and that is Okey Delight. Stay tuned.
Talk radio. Talk radio.
Number one, talk all the time. Station.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
Oh yes, and that moment is now as we pass not just the microphone but the camera indeed to Delight, who is supporter of the motion, with her rebuttal statement. Delight, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, all right, no pressure. The time, 3 minutes, starts now.
All protocols duly observed. I still remain Orji Delight, and I'm still supporting the motion that says 18-year-olds should be allowed to choose their religious affiliations so as to avoid coercion or pressure from both parents and culture. Looking at it this way, when an individual is forced into a particular religion simply because his peers belong there, then that's blind following. But in a situation whereby his culture or his parents forces him into a particular religion, that is indoctrination. And indoctrination leads to double lifestyle in the sense that at home is a very religious and cool child, but outside is termed the number one baddie, the hottest in town. And I bet you panel of judges wouldn't want that for your child. My opponent talked about being dependent. However, the constitution also says that an individual who has clocked 18 should be allowed to vote, and in the sense that he's allowed to vote, it means that he has his own right to stand on his own. And also, should I remind you that some of the marriages we have today started from individuals who are 18, or do you say that they will still call back to their parents to help them to arrange their families? No, they wouldn't. You say they like life experiences. My opponent, do you realize that we have parents and guardians who are supposed to mold these children and guard them from their very beginning, from infancy, and then they are supposed to give them facts which makes them more responsible and hold them accountable for such responsibility. When they are given a level of exposure they need, they will be able to stand firm on their own. But in a situation whereby the child is pampered or he's given preferential treatment, this brings about poor parenting on the side of the parents, and it brings children who cannot be able to stand firm on their own. My dear opponent, you talked about rebellion. That's very funny because nobody here is talking about rebellion. We're talking about being able to stand on your own, being able to make decisions on your own, being able to be a man on your own. You also talk about the moral decadence in the society. The Child Rights Act also states that a child is someone who is under the age of 18, meaning that at the age of 18, he can be able to decide right from wrong. That is, he has been able to develop his power of discernment, which is the ability to tell right from wrong. So at the age of 18, he's able to tell right from wrong, and whatever path he decides to choose depends on the moral upbringing he had as a child. If you say religions, families are supposed to share beliefs, how about a family whereby they engage in unholy practices? Such unholy practices include killing of people and maiming of people. Would you say that they're supposed to share that belief with their children? Let's consider the case of Abdul Muttalib, who was a bomber. Would you like a situation whereby your family or your relatives are killed? I bet you wouldn't. I know that with this strong and cogent point of mine, you are able to see reasons with me why I say 18-year-olds are no longer children and are able to make sound and informed decisions, and are also able to choose a good spiritual path that will build their morality and their spirituality. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And boy, some of the comments online are split. Some of you are saying the judges have a huge job on their hands this morning, and I think I agree with you. I don't even differ in this one. But let's get to talk to the students very quickly before we say our goodbyes.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
A child's dreams are too heavy to entrust in careless hands. Wigwe University, where the fearless make history.
Okay, everybody can now ease up. Okay, all right. I saw you, Delight, taking a gulp of water right now. Calm down, okay? You guys brought in your A game. How did that feel? Start with you, Delight. How did that feel for you?
Felt a little bit tough comparing to what he has done before, but
yeah, you tried. What about you, Stanley?
It was a very tough topic, actually.
It was a tough topic, right? And the preparation and all the time it took for you to do all of that. Now, let's be honest, right? Do you guys actually think that 18-year-olds should be given the liberty to choose
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
Stanley, what about you? You think so, or you're not?
We are in Nigeria. We are not in other climes. The Western world, the way they've structured everything about their countries is. It gives 18-year-olds the liberty to do whatever they want, because they can actually stand on their own. But in Nigeria here, most of the 18-year-olds, their school fees is still being paid by their parents. They are still being fed by their parents.
So because of that, they should still abide by the laws of their parents.
By the finger that fed you.
Okay, all right, guys. You guys are laying very, very strong. Are any one of you by chance wants to be a lawyer? No. So what are you aiming for?
Pediatrician.
Nice. Tell me, what about you?
Pharmacist.
So both of them in the sciences, and they may just be holding down these jobs very soon. But guys, thank you very much for joining me. We'll get the results in just about a minute, and then we'll let you guys know as you wait in the lounge.
Thank you.
Why? We never seem to have enough time when we're having fun. The results coming your way shortly.
It's talk and more.